So Trump has floated the idea of issuing a DOGE dividend, $5,000 checks sent to taxpayers that represent about 20% of the purported $55 billion Elon Musk has cut from agencies. And a rebate like this is not without a historical precedent. Back in 2001, the federal government actually ran a surplus of $236 billion from the year before. And then President George W. Bush opted to give some of that money back to taxpayers in the form of checks of either $300 or $500. But this time, there is a slight difference. See, while the government did run a surplus back in 2000 and 2001, last year it ran a deficit of $1.8 trillion, which equates to a dividend of negative $5,470 per American. Not such a good deal. And if Musk cut all discretionary spending, that's these two pie slices right here. That means no roads, no military, no farm subsidies. We would still have a deficit of about $200 billion. Now that's a dividend of negative $700 per American, but you do have to buy your own Navy. See, what no one in Washington wants to tell you, elected or otherwise, is there are zero ways to balance the budget and pay down our debt without a combination of cutting taxes and making reforms to sacred cow programs like Medicare and Social Security. But there are ways to lessen the impact on lower and middle income Americans if we tax the ultra wealthy. A wealth tax targeting fortunes on over $50 million, taxing capital gains of over $1 million as ordinary income, repealing Trump's 2017 tax cuts, and bringing the estate tax back to its 2009 levels could all raise billions and billions and billions of dollars and make a real dent in the deficit. And means testing high-earning seniors for Social Security, allowing Medicare to negotiate the prices on more drugs, and allowing private insurers to compete with Medicare could bring the budget into balance. These would be big challenges for any legislative body, much less a Congress that can't seem to pass a budget. That being said, the levels of debt and deficit spending are unsustainable, and we need to address it to avoid real calamity and so we can start investing for the future. The best way to do this is to implement reforms that have shown to reduce polarization, such as ranked choice voting, nonpartisan open primaries, and proportional representation. Reducing polarization will get Congress back into a situation where they can negotiate and compromise to get stuff done. If we change the incentive structure that politicians follow to get to Washington, we can change their behavior when they get there. I don't have time to get into all those reforms in detail now, but I talk about this stuff all the time, so drop me a follow if you want to learn more.